real and what isn't real. But sometimes the characters take over as well. And what I don't plan, people often ask me, do I plan out a book from A to Z? I don't. Personally, I don't find that's a good way for me to work. Other people have got a whole plan. I mean, I've heard loads of authors, I've spoken to lots of authors on this subject. I think it's about 50-50. Some of them plan everything to the nth degree. Others let the book take over and do its own stuff. Yeah, and I personally think it's more natural. I mean, in Hidden Heritage, I had a Spanish Jewish girl who was kidnapped onto a ship in Ireland, in Dublin Harbour, and having got her kidnapped, I just sat back in my chair and thought, oh my goodness, what have I done here? How am I going to get her off? Because I had somebody waiting to marry her. And I had to get her off the boat again, but that's what happened. First of all, I decided to get her kidnapped, which I shouldn't have done maybe, but it all worked very well. It's far more natural that way. But, I mean, writing books, there's always got to be bad guys, there's always got to be good guys, otherwise it wouldn't be entertaining. Any more? Yes, over there.
Lionel, as you well know, I am a huge fan of yours, and I have read all your books and thoroughly enjoyed them. And I think it's such a privilege to know such a talented writer.
Oh.
And I love the fact that I can phone you up every Tuesday afternoon at 2 o'clock and go, hey, I've just finished reading this chapter. I wait for you to tell me what's happening, to which you always reply, I will carry on reading it. I'm so anxious to finish with it.
Yeah. You won't get anything else of me, that's for certain.
One thing I would like to ask you, of course I wouldn't expect you from moments as I get older, but in your last book, which I've just recently finished reading, it was a fascinating ending and totally unexpected. How does a person's mind work? I mean, you couldn't have possibly thought of an ending like that when you started. At what stage did you decide that it was actually going to... I can't say anything because you've obviously...
No, obviously I'm not going to talk about the ending, but I'll tell you that until almost the end, I didn't know how it was going to end. I knew certain people had to have certain information. Certain people could do without the information as well, but I didn't quite know what I was going to do, and then I just sat back in my chair and for a minute or two and I thought, aha, that's what's going to happen here. And of course it did come as something of a shock to the readers, and it's only the last 2 or 3 pages, so anybody buying that book, whatever you do, don't look at the last 3 pages first. Because you'll be rather disappointed if you do. Okay. Any more for any more? Yes.
How long approximately does it take you to write a book?
About 5. Well, in real terms, 5 months, but I've only done 6 in 10 years. 6 in 10 years.
I see.
Okay. Yeah, Johnny.
Lionel, I was interested. I haven't read any of your books on the part, but I was interested in the plot and the fact that the 2 guys, they were twins. You know, there have been a lot of studies about twins to do with nature versus nurture.
Yes.
And the fact that they have the same genetic makeup and then they go off in completely different directions. Is that a point that you're trying to make, that the kind of nurture aspect is the dominant thing? You know, that is dominant over nature. Or is that just fine for us?
Not altogether, no, because there is an indication, there's a hint at the very end of the book why, I mean, you know, there's a bad guy and a good guy, so why the bad guy turned out bad, apart from the nurture aspect of it, which wasn't terrible, but it wasn't so good. But the bad guy turned out bad because also maybe slightly some genes as well which weren't so good, which he picked up with whereas the other twin, the good genes, shall we say, were more dominant. But yes, I mean, that was part, I mean, it's an interesting fact, because this does happen in real life. Twins can turn out very, very different to each other. Does that answer you? Any more? Okay, well, if there's no more questions, if anybody does want to ask me any questions privately, but anything to do with the end of the books or about the stories, obviously, I ain't talking. But anything else, by all means, come and say hi, and lots of you have already said hi. And it's lovely of you all to come. I hope you've enjoyed it. You don't have to go now. Circulate and network, as they say. There's drink, there's wine there, there's Coca-Cola, and there's Louise's famous biscuits. And there we go. Okay, thank you all very, very much.